right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's a little after 3, so I'd like to go ahead and call the meeting to order. If I can get someone to, we need to get an approval of the agenda. Has everyone had a chance to look at that real quick? Yours too. All right, can I get a motion to approve the agenda? So moved. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Fantastic. All right, now that I've lost my agenda. None of us, all of us, we get to share. We're trying to save the trees up here. And then we need an approval of some minutes from last.
So moved. Second.
And second. Thank you. And that was Selena and Karen. All right, and for the big moment. Angela, what do you got for us? Yep.
All right, so I've been collaborating with EMS. We're in the planning stages to get the post-overdose response team up and running. We're almost there. I look forward to telling you guys more about that at our next meeting. I've received their plan and the application. We're just, tweaking some things. The detention center partnership. I saw Charles in here. Oh, there you are. So I met with this gentleman, Charles, at the Dare County Recovery Court, and he's going to assist me with going in and doing recovery plans with the gentleman at the detention center, and hoping to do that every other week, and then I'll meet with the women on the weeks that we're not meeting with the men there. Awesome. Once we get him approved to go in, so we're working on that. Also, the detention center has our leave behind kits they're given to every person that's discharged from the jail.
Good.
So they will have Narcan and resources when they leave. Excited about our Holland and Associates partnership. The contract's been sent to Holland and Associates. We're partnering with them to hire a peer recovery specialist. They're reviewing that right now. Everything's been submitted to them. Excited about that. Went to a mental health training yesterday. Denise hosted. I'll let you talk about that more later. It was really good. Also, I just want to take a moment to brag on the people that always are there to support and help, and all you guys for coming. I know that I can call somebody, and I actually feel like I have a team now, so that's been really great, making these leave behind kits and getting them out to the community. I've met over this last quarter with several community stakeholders, just about how they want to support us, and I've met with everybody in here. Engaged with some local churches, some nonprofits, just that everybody seems to really support the initiative that we're, what we're doing here. I attend the monthly Saving Lives Task Force meetings. I find that they are really, I meet a lot of people there, good partnerships, just for future collaborations. I participate in several trainings, conferences. I attended, and help me if I say this wrong, Judge Trevette, sequential intercept mapping session organized by Judge Trevette.
And Trillium.
Yes.
Bobby's.
And that was on my second page. And Trillium. And also that re-entry simulation was really good. My colleagues, I just want to say, that went to that with me all ended up in jail. I look over and we're not even 5 minutes into the thing, and they're already, I'm like, how'd you get there already?
Was not
Courtney. I ended up asking them to put me in jail because nobody would do anything for me. I said, at least I thought I'd have a bed and a meal every day.
Right? It was more difficult than what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, and to date, we have gave 180 Narcan leave behind kits, and they're all out in the community. Let's see. Then attending several meetings to plan the launch of our recovery court here in Currituck County. I've worked with Dr. Martin some to gain insight on his role in the recovery court. And I've had meetings twice a month with Dr. Martin. He keeps me on task. Marketing and outreach, they are in the developmental stages of our website now. I guess it's in developing so the buttons work and those kind of things over my head, but we have, I guess, a couple days left on that until that's finished. We do have a logo now. I sent out to most of you guys. And then I'm going to be partnering with Brenda Thacker, the Walk Against Addiction. Going to be at the YMCA in January. Have a meeting tomorrow with DJ to get us a date for that. Please let me know if you want to participate. And that's all I have.
That's a lot. Thank you. That is a lot. Thank you.
I
Everyone.
tried to really
Yep.
summarize that because it's
All right, budget update?
all right. The budget update.
Oh, I'm sorry, was that what marketing update was the website, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
all right,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Budget
So
update?
going into budgeting, as of right now, you guys know how it works with the resolution and what I'm allocated for funding this year. So we have $185,000 left for this year. So nothing has really been spent by my salary for this year. Things like the Narcan and things like that I've gotten free. Thanks, Bobby. But yeah, so that's all. We're really being good stewards with our money and making sure it goes, where it needs to go.
Absolutely. All right, new business. Do you want me to handle that conversation? Yeah, I think it's up for discussion. Do we need a social media presence for our program? And, in my personal opinion, personally, I've moved myself off of social media, but it is still the leading source of information for people. Do I wish it wasn't? Yes. Because I think mental health wise, it has its own issues. But I do think the ability, it doesn't cost anything, right? This is no cost to us to put together a presence. And when we have meetings, when Angie's doing, listen, the county's got a ton of news, right? But Angie's doing so much and making so many strides that I think a social media presence would be a great place to kind of showcase that and show how much Currituck is really doing with this program and with these funds. So it's certainly just my personal opinion. If anybody else would like to share, so we have some kind of discussion.
I'll weigh in on that. I would agree that it would be important. To me, it would be advantageous to wait till the website was up.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's a place to direct them that's a little more credible than, say,
Yes.
Facebook and a post. So I think once we get that website up, presence on Facebook, Instagram, whichever platform you choose, or both, would be a good idea, just to push out. I know Randall puts out lots of good information about the county and different departments, and I'm sure he could help with that. So it might be, partnering with Randall and that type of thing.
So it would just be for information only, not feedback.
Well, I think that's a mixed bag. Like, you can post and not have people be able to comment on it. You can do that, and I think some things, some things you should do that way. And I think there's other things that maybe you want to comment. Listen, what if someone's out there and reaches out? I don't know. Again, these are all things that you have to decide on, but weigh it out, yeah, because it's problematic.
Yeah. It could be.
It would be nice to have a link to our website.
Absolutely.
Because there's going to be a referral form on the website that comes directly to me. So that would be another.
Yeah, I think definitely ways to
Having
have
a
a
menu.
website and have a place for them to go for credible information.
Just
Yeah,
having a
really good
menu
point.
of ways to get information.
I wonder if there's a way to if they go to message to do a redirection to the website link or to a messenger and it sends like an automatic message to
Oh, like an automatic
there,
response, yeah, yeah.
and then it redirects that way versus allowing like a message to be there that could be problematic. as
That's
well.
what my concern was.
We do that same thing on ours. If anyone messages, they get a message back with access for crisis information and such.
Yeah.
Is it an auto reply? Yeah, okay. One of the other questions was, can we form a nonprofit to receive funding outside of the opioid settlement funds? You know, I don't know if the county can receive funds, and I don't, like,
Whatever my pay grade.
yeah. And Samantha, like, I just, like, Epic just cut a check for, you know, Operation Santa Claus, so, I mean, I guess there is a way, but is there a way to do it? I don't know as far as commingling the opioid settlement funds with general funds or how that works, but,
I don't think they can be commingled
Right.
like that.
Brenda, I know that you're an accountant. Do you have?
The Saving Lives Task Force is now a nonprofit, and you're right, you cannot commingle. But you know, and I know there's grants out there. The Saving Lives Task Force got money from the Interfaith Community Outreach. You know, there are stipulations to it, but it's not like your opioid money at all.
I know if we give money to the sheriff's department, it has to come to Currituck. We have to give to Currituck County and then they move it.
so that shouldn't be if somebody says to you, hey, I wanna make a donation to the program, though. Yeah, it just wouldn't be put with the opioid settlement funds. It sounds like it would just go and there's an accounting that you would know how much came in, yeah.
Is there a line item for like opioid settlement funds outside of the opioid funds outside of the settlement funds?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
I don't have the details, but I'm fairly certain that Dare County set up in their nonprofit
Yeah.
for the recovery court,
We did.
so they could receive.
We just did.
Okay,
Just that, you know.
so maybe,
That's something to consider. Would the recovery court be able to use a 501c3? Would that be okay with the county?
We've had people who wanted to get.
Sounds like Dare County's done it.
Yeah. Something to look into for sure, yeah.
Yeah, look into.
What do you think, Rebecca?
I think, yeah, we're gonna have to look. So what would be the purpose of the nonprofit?
Recovery court, right?
Yeah, recovery court.
Receive money.
Things that like people that are participants in recovery court would need maybe until their insurance kicked in. Well, Judge Trevette, you can probably speak.
Look, I'm in the recovery courts about 5 months, but from what I've learned is I think most recovery courts have a nonprofit separate and apart from, now I know y'all are funded a little bit differently, will be if we could get one going up here than them, but they have opioid settlement money just like y'all do. And we've talked to other recovery courts across the state and there's miscellaneous costs. I mean, we have people without driver's licenses that, you know, they Uber to the food line. Well, you know, we can help them out there. Or we use gas cards as incentives. You know, just things like that. So they're expenses that aren't, you know, that we can use it for.
Not administrative, right?
I mean, we've had several, you know, some businesses on the beach wanting to help us, and so we decided to set it up, and we just got a local attorney to do it, you know, do it for free for us, and we'll recognize them, and we'll start taking funds. But it's something that it's done, we think, from what I can hear, you know, at other recovery courts. We're not doing this for the first time.
Right.
Sounds like it's necessary, really, since you can't commingle extra funds like that with the.
It's something else to administer. That's the other side. You gotta keep up with it, and you gotta have a separate account and so on and so forth.
Do they have a separate board? Who is,
No,
no,
for this, it's Friends of Dare County Recovery Court's what we called it.
okay.
And it's just a separate entity. Yes, it has a board. I'm it. Yeah, you're right. It's me, Kevin.
Yeah, I think nonprofits have to have 3.
Yeah, we have 3. It'll be me, the director, and maybe Michaela, our case manager. I mean, we just had to have 3 on the board. Yes,
Okay.
you're right. That's the board you meant, yeah, I got it. Yes, it does.
Right, so that's good. That's great news. Let's look into it. All right, recovery court planning.
Well, let's see, Judge Trevette, you want to come up?
I believe, Judge, I believe that's you.
Got each other.
I had been sitting up here, just saying.
It's good to see you.
So just a brief history, because I haven't been as, so we have a recovery court that's been there for 5 years. I helped kind of get it going, and then, but I didn't preside over it until just in May, when Judge Tillett retired, and so then I got it. And I went to All Rise in Orlando, got some great training. I highly recommend, if you can ever go to All Rise's training. It's a national organization which, is the model for recovery courts all over, and they're all over the nation now. All Rise is also good because it's what AOC, the Administrative Office of the Courts, which is what I work under, has adopted as their best practices. This is what they want us, this is how they want us to set the courts up. And the training was phenomenal, and it's for everybody. It's not just for judges, it's for probation, it's for defense attorneys, it's for mental health folks, it's for people in recovery court. I've never seen anything like it. It was crazy. But it was really good. And so and my goal, I'm the chief of the district, of the judicial district, 7 counties. And, as soon as I believe in recovery courts. I believe in this model. I think it helps. I come at it from the point of view of recidivism. Now, that word means people who are likely to commit crimes over and over again. Yes, I'd like to help folks out in the community that aren't involved in the court system, but that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is this court system that I've been asked to oversee and manage. And so I look at it from the point of view of my court system, and one of my goals is to try to cut down on recidivism. And I think recovery courts are one tool in the tool chest to try to do that. People, it's these high-risk, high-need people. High risk meaning they are likely to reoffend again and come back in my court system. And they are high need because they're sick. They have a chronic substance use disorder. And if they don't get treatment, they're never going to get well. So, and they just cycle back through our system over and over again. Ask these probation officers right here. Everybody's got a list of frequent flyers. The court system's got one. Everybody's got one. So that's where I'm coming from. And I don't think I want my whole district to have access to this. We can't put one in each county, but because we're rural and small, but we're going to have to, but if we bond together, up this way particularly, I mean, Dare's weird, they're just Dare. I live there, but they're weird, they got their own thing going on. But the rest of the district is going to have to work together, I think. And so I'm talking to Berquimans. Where do you want to go if I can get this done? Camden. I'd like to have one in Pasquotank too. So then, long story short, where did we meet, Angie?
I got a call from Kevin one evening, and I met you that morning.
Anyway. So then I got more. I realized what was going on up here with this right here, and Angie and I started talking, and she came to some of our recovery courts, and one thing led to another, and we started thinking about it. It's like, I've got a pretty good model up here to have a recovery court. I mean, why don't you be the director, and why don't this be the advisory board? And those are 2 big steps. And I'm not saying I want y'all to become the advisory board for the Currituck Recovery Court if you don't want to, but if you do want to, you are many of the folks that the best practices say needs to be on the advisory board. So it's like, why am I reinventing the wheel? Mm-hmm. And so as we talked more, and then we had, thanks to Trillium, we had a great sequential intercept mapping, what's the S stand for?
SIM.
Same at the end. System?
Sequential intercept mapping. I don't think there is.
No, there is no.
Just
Okay.
add
They
it.
call it the SIMS training.
SIMS just sounds better.
And so we were there, and a lot of y'all were there, and people, and the thing that people wanted the most was a recovery court. So I said, yeah, let's try it. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's make that clear. I don't know what I'm doing, but I've got these ideas that I want to try to see. I'm tired of feeling like I'm doing more harm than good by I got so frustrated in the district attorney's office in the 90s, when I tried people in this room about how we were dealing with substance use back then, and then the mental health system fell apart, and it was awful. And it's still awful. And we don't do any good by putting people in jail who have a substance use disorder. We don't do any good. We make it worse. They're more likely to reoffend. So here at the end of my career, I'm like, I want to do something different. And this is what I'm doing for the next 3 years. I'm working on recidivism, trying to reduce recidivism and help people in the process. And so I want to do this in the entire district, and I want to have a reentry council in every county in my district. And I got off the phone with Monica Artis today, and we're going to start working on that for next year. And our goal is to have a reentry council and a recovery court. My goal is to have a reentry council and a recovery court. Everybody in the first judicial district has access to that by 2028. That's my goal. And so, you know, that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 3 years, along with going to court when I have to. So anyway, that's how I got here, and I'm just here to help do that, help set it up. The court system side of a recovery court, we've got good people in place. Tommy Routon, our chief public defender, is back there, is on board. Ryan Chichester in the district attorney's office. These are all people who are part of a recovery court. Probation, Jennifer and all the rest of the crowd here. Hannah and I don't know your name. Lynette, okay. Yeah, I mean, these are people I've talked to. They're all supportive of this notion. These are traditional criminal justice people who are thinking outside the box, and it's just great, in my opinion. And it's time to do it because we've got a senior superior court judge that's behind it. Our clerks are behind it. Probation's behind it. Public defenders, DA's office. Nobody gets in a recovery court without a DA's approval. So, and they're on board. So, you know, it's a good time. There's opioid settlement money out there. So I'm like, let's see what we can do. Let's try to do this. That's my goal. So
Well, what do we need to do today? Yeah, man, I'm gonna move it forward.
You are.
What do we need to do today? What's the next step?
Well, we're talking with AOC next week to make sure that they don't think we're screwing this up.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, you know, this whole business of y'all have got this opioid settlement subcommittee and you've got this advisory board, and I just thought this just makes sense to try to, I don't want to take over anything. And if you need a separate board, fine, but I want to run all this by Alyssa up there and see if she thinks this will work from their point of view. And then if she says no, we may do it anyway. But we, you know, I just like to know what they think, you know, and see if they could give us some guidance. But the thing to do, and there's this, I didn't bring a little sheet. AOC's got this little sheet. It's just step by step, but it's identifying an overall advisory board and then forming your team and getting a coordinator. And the funding is huge, folks. I mean, it is. I mean, trying to keep the funding going is huge. So there does need to be a commitment from the county, I think, to say, look, we're supportive of this. And I think I know one person that might be supportive of it.
I think I can get somebody else on board back there too. And
So,
I think we have a commitment to make this work.
you know, there are challenges in Currituck. You know, it's a very rural county, and you're going to have issues of services and transportation, two obvious things, and employment. And that's why I really have come, and I was talking to Denise, I just met earlier, and we were talking about the reentry component of it. To me, there are about 6 things that are really important for a recovery court in my basic, very, very low-level knowledge. You got to have a judge that's on board. I'm on board. We're all on board, not just me. There are 5 of us that do this. I can't run all these courts, but the rest of the district court judge's office is behind it. You got to have a coordinator. And I think she'll make an excellent coordinator, because I've had enough conversations with her to think she's on fire.
Yes, she is.
You know, and so that's good. You got to have treatment. You got to have good treatment. I mean, that's one of the key components. That's a world I don't know up here. I have no clue, except on conversation with Dr. Martin a little bit, and you know, so I need help there. Testing. You got to have drug testing. I mean, you know, they're addicts. Their brains have been rewired. They're going to lie about most things, particularly at the beginning. So we got to have, and probation's on board. We've got to have good mentors and peer support people. It's again, a conversation we had right at the beginning. I'd like to have a mentor. Every person assigned to recovery court gets a mentor when they first come in the program to walk them through basically it's 2 years, 6 phases. You progress through it. We're going to expect failures at the beginning. Come on, we're trying to help people get through a chronic disease. And then reentry. And that training that Trillium did at St. Andrews, which we're doing again at,
ECSU,
in
January
January,
29th.
January 29th. We're gonna do it again. For people who don't daily experience the criminal justice system, I mean, we know about these issues of reentry, I think, from the criminal justice system because we've been around it so long, but a lot of folks don't, and it's really good. And so that's the 6 key components to me of a recovery court. Anyway, that's my spiel. And let's get going. We're gonna try to do it. If y'all are behind it, then from the court side, you're covered. You're covered. We can do this from the court side.
Does
Okay?
anybody on the board have a problem with a dual function of the opioid board being the recovery court board?
I don't.
I don't. I do know that that would be a question of, as far as for me, providing, I would probably have to recuse myself of the board for providing services for addiction, if that were to be something as far as treatment wise.
Yeah.
So that would be something that we would have to look at if that were to, progress that way. I do have a little bit of a concern as far as with Angie being the opioid coordinator and the recovery court. I mean, that sounds like a whole slew of things. Is that manageable? Like, do you feel like that's feasible? Because we've thrown out so much at you already, and then to take on how many ever people, I think you said 8 to 10 initially, and then to grow that, is that doable for you?
Hopefully, if we grow that, we can also grow some funding for at least a part-time person. I wouldn't have accepted it if I didn't know that I could handle it. And also, I have a team now, and I can know that I can call people in this room, and they're there for me to help me. I had a scheduling conflict for the senior center, and Jesse went. I had a scheduling conflict at the library, and Brenda went for me. So so I know that I have people in my corner that want me to succeed and are there for me. So I don't think it's too big.
I just wanted to check in with
That is a
and make
concern of
sure.
mine, but I'm not sure how big this court would be. I hear there's a huge need, but what Andy and I have talked about is let's start small. Maybe in 2026, let's see if we can get a dozen people in there. That's small. The one in Dare is big, but they have 2 coordinators. They have a coordinator and a case manager. And then we'll see. And then if it gets to be too much, we'll figure out something else.
What would be the time commitment for the recovery court?
For the coordinator?
For the board?
For the board? Not much. As far as the advisory board, now, there's an advisory board that's really there to kind of supervise the whole thing and get it running. And then there is the team. It's the team of the judge, probation, DA, defense attorney, treatment provider, who am I forgetting? That are typically on it, that we are the ones that meet on the day of court, go over the cases, how people have done in the last month or 2 weeks or however it's been since the last court, and then we go into court and then we figure out a plan for them and incentives or, penalties or whatever is necessary, change the plan if we need to, and then we do court. So, but the advisory board, once the thing is set up and running, not much.
So what is the role of the advisory board for that team of folks that
What's the
actually?
question, I'm sorry?
What's the role of the advisory board for that team of folks that actually works with the participants?
Well, like I said, get it up and running, get it up and running, approve what we're trying to do as the team. And then after that, just if there are issues that are above our pay grades where, funding, really not much. I mean, the advisory board in Dare, I don't even know how often they meet. Once you get
every other month? Isn't that about what we meet, Angie?
We just amended the ordinance for quarterly.
Yeah, I think quarterly would be
Okay.
more than adequate, and probably even twice a year once you get the thing up and running. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really, it's a court. It ends up being a court. Now, it's a different kind of court. It's a weird court, particularly for the prosecutor back there, because he's not trying to put people in jail. He's trying to help him, so he has to really get his head around this. But it's still a court, and we'll run that part. We'll just do that. We do that. That's what we do.
Is that a motion that we need to do? To make the,
We probably should do a motion and a second on, of making the, advisory board, serve as the recovery court board.
Do you think that we need to have the Board of Commissioners actually approve that, because you'd be amending the established, so the opioid advisory board is established specifically for,
But didn't we amend our memorandum of understanding to include recovery
did.
court?
we did, that's separate from the code of ordinances. So I think we may have to amend the code of
Maybe amend the administrative, I think they could still make this motion and adopt it, and we could think about amending our ordinance to reflect both duties.
Just add it to the duties of the advisory board?
And I'll be glad to come to speak to the commissioners, you know, and tell them what I'm thinking and where I'm going if they want to hear from me. Absolutely.
I always want to hear from you, so you just come on
The rest of the
third
commission.
Monday.
The
Third
commission.
Monday. So,
You can still make
if we make a motion then, and then we can amend the ordinance and bring it before the Board of Commissioners, and Judge Trevette can come and do the amen corner, and we can approve it. So there you go. So I'll let somebody else make that motion.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that the opioid advisory board will serve as the advisory board for recovery court. Keep it simple. That's the motion. Can I get someone say, thank you, just a second. Fantastic, all in favor, yes, yes. All right, fantastic. Judge, I have to say, it's so refreshing to, listen, Angie's got energy, but it's really refreshing to see your energy, and yeah, we know you mean it. You're not up here just because you have to, so totally appreciate it, and I shared my story with you, and I definitely see the value, so thank you. Member reports. I'm gonna just go ahead and start. I'd like to thank Stacy, Noel, and Angie. Yesterday came out, drove all the way down to Kerala for me to attend a mental health first aid training. To be honest, I'm just so proud of you guys. Thank you so much. It's so important. We had a great class, and I know you guys will attest to. Trillium, thank you so much. You guys are always a partner with us in that. I actually sent Kim the picture today. But it is really such an important thing, and the ties from mental health and substance use are, I mean, they're there. We all know that. If you got a substance problem, you know, more than likely you have some mental health disorder. So, you know, being able to have you guys there was super important. Our EPIC project has now trained over 100 people on the Outer Banks in mental health first aid. Wow. We're working with Currituck EMS to train all fire EMS. You know, that is, you know, that industry of first responders, they're one of the highest rates of suicide, you know, problems with substance use at certain times. And, you know, I think, you know, whatever we can do to, instead of, you know, it's gone out of control and we got to go back and try and fix it and get them through recovery court, maybe there's some saving that can be done early on. So super, super proud of Trillium and the folks that attended yesterday. EPIC will continue to do these. We are always available to do this. If your organization would like to have a mental health first aid training, I will coordinate that with Kim at Trillium, and we'll make that happen for you. I think it's super important. It's, you know, 4 or 5 hours out of your life that may give a lifetime back to somebody else. So just keep that in mind. One of the other things that I had read an article on, there has been a 9,000% increase in fentanyl with seniors. 65% fentanyl deaths, 9,000%. And a lot of this has to do with medication. You know, they're taking medications that, you know, as you age, you don't process medicine as well as you used to. So, you know, they may be taking something with an opioid in it. They have chronic health issues. absolutely, I was blown away by that number. And you guys have these, and I'm working with Stacy. We're going to, at least in Corolla in our area, do a program with our seniors and do the packets, which are given by the Opioid Advisory Board. And I think it's really important. I don't think anybody knows about these, and I think it's such a, reading that number scared the crap out of me. I gotta do something about it, right? Don't wanna just read that and not do anything, and we're fortunate that we have Angie and our senior coordinator and these little bags to go make a difference. So I'm really happy about that. One of the other things that I wanted to mention was I'm sharing a book with Angie. I know we talk a lot about recovery and faith being a tremendous contributor to success in recovery. But it's not always Christianity. It's not. And we have to be open to that. You know, there are people in this day and age, you can't, it's hard. You know, people don't grow up like they did 25, 30 years ago where, you know, I even know my boys. I raised 3 boys and, you know, my husband is Catholic. We decided to raise them in the Catholic Church because I said the fear of God and Catholic guilt is good for everybody. So have at it, especially with boys. But I look at my boys now and, you know, none of them are truly involved in their churches because they're just exploring different things, which is really kind of cool. I hope they do that. But, you know, this book was really cool. It's a young person's group. It's called Recovery Dharma. And it's very much like the 12 steps, but in a Buddhist sort of philosophy. So it's really simple. It's very understandable, and I just think a really good read for you to just have a different perspective. So happy day. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
The only thing I have to share is I do have some leave behind kits in my office, Narcan and test strips, and I have an abundance of these. I think they come originally from Trillium.
We had some time ago, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But I just want to give you credit because you're great.
Get you some more straws.
But I have an abundance of these. I'll see you later, Jennifer.
Can I just say something though about the kids? Because I do the community risk reduction. I go in some of these older people's homes and they have medicine still from 2000 that they have just hoarded on to. So like I've gone through 4, 5, 6 of those in one visit, like go in there and find out what medicine they take, what are they taking, where's their old medicine, and like literally cleaning out their medicine cabinet with those to try to get rid of it all.
Very valuable. So let's get, yeah. I think I'm going to try to work with Lauren Ocean and do an event at Station 7 too for the folks in Corova with these bags.
Yeah, absolutely. Just do it on one shift.
I'll do what I need to.
But that's all I have.
Leave behind kits are, obviously, they're working out great. I've got to put several of them together.
Yes, thank you for volunteering.
The sheriff's office is using those. All the deputies have them in their vehicles. I think the best part about it is like you don't have to have a conversation. You can leave it like it says and walk away. You don't have to make anybody feel bad about what's going on. So that's great. I did get to go to the Senior Health and Wellness Day. Enjoyed my time there. Gave away a ton of those little packets so they could dispose of their medications. If anybody just wants to throw it out there, so Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, at the sheriff's office, they can just walk up to the window and they'll escort them into a secured mailbox and people can dispose of their medications there. And then we incinerate them. So as that fills up, which it does often, we take care of that. Other than that, got to speak to, I think it's a great idea they have there is that they have to speak to everyone and get checked off so before they can get a lunch.
I hold their food hostage.
I know, that was awesome.
You have to speak to everybody before, or at least several people. So they actually stopped and talked to me. There weren't many that said they dealt with issues, but there were several that stopped and talked to me and said that, like, unfortunately, they had dealt with this in their own lives. Gave away a lot of Narcan that day as well. So anyway, great experience. Always enjoy being part of this, being proactive.
Can I add something about medications? So there is some programs out there that will help by going into a senior's home and determining what medicines they need outside. It's called Medicist, and it's through Albemarle Commission. So that is to help try to get rid of the medicines that people have held on to because they're expensive. And doctors often change medicines on a whim. So why get rid of them? I have an aunt that has a 3-tiered plastic container that probably has every kind of medicine you could possibly imagine, because it might come back around. So a lot of times you have folks that do that, and then you have a lot of mixed medications where people also, as they're aging and have dementia and so forth, they're forgetting that they took them and they take them again, or they take the wrong ones. I've had 2 seniors that have had that happen where we've had to call EMS in the last 6 months because they showed stroke-like symptoms because they had mixed up their medicines. So there is also equipment out there that can eliminate some of those issues if you have dementia and Alzheimer's, that will be timed and will release medications and won't allow you to overdose. So those services are out there, and if anybody's interested, they can always reach out to me at the senior center, and I can put them in contact with who they need to be.
I would highly, highly recommend that everyone in this room attend the reentry on the 29th at Elizabeth City State University. And as we were chatting back and forth here, I did it. I did not have a clue that it was gonna happen. And boy, did I get smashed. Some people ran right over there, they knew where they had to go, and then they got a little bit further. Me, I thought, oh, well, that line's awfully long, I'll go over here to this line, and they took one of my coupon things, and then they said, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I said, well, give me my coupon back, and they said, no, no. And I'm thinking, I'm really approaching this wrong. I don't know what to do. And so, therefore, when I came back and spent most of the day in jail, I asked them, please put me in jail. I said, at least I'll have a place to sleep and meals, because I had nothing. Everybody turned me down because I didn't have this little piece of paper from the long line. And I talked to Matt, and I said, what are you all doing? Are you preparing these people? Are you helping them get the information? And he said, yes, we're working on it. And I said, okay. But, it really opened my eyes. I was just like, a deer in the headlights. I couldn't believe it. And so I would really suggest that you go to that. And I just want to share one little thing. I was talking to a child of an ex-husband, and I was asking about their children. And one little girl who I last saw when she was about this big has been in rehab for 5 times. And she's from a wonderful family. And so I said, well, how is she doing now? And she's one of the counselors in a drug program. I was so excited, and I'm gonna text him tonight when I get home. So there is a light bulb up there, and hopefully it comes on for everybody that we touch. That's all. Thank you.
Well, I'll come down this way, unless you want to.
No, go ahead, you started.
We had an opportunity yesterday to attend the Workforce Summit down in CSI, the Coastal Studies Institute. And it was a great networking opportunity. The big umbrellas of DREAM, where you aren't allowed to complain or talk about what you don't have, but what you can dream with what you do have. The 3 big topics were housing, childcare, and career planning. And luckily, our county manager, assistant county manager, and I were all in a different group. It was a great networking opportunity. Had a chance to network with Denise's son, her partner in Epic. And really, it's a testament to the community and how many people out there want to find solutions and are willing. And I can't thank Judge Trevette and so many of you and everybody in this room, because you're all here for a reason, because you care and you want to see this community thrive and help people. And I think that that's why God brought us together, is because when people help people, it gets other people wanting to help people, and it's a wonderful snowball effect, and I'm very excited about it. Real briefly, we also had our meeting this past week of Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. A lot of the good programs that we talk about with adults. There are some good programs out there trying to teach our youth a better way, and I'm so proud that Karen's on that board as well, and we're doing great things in the community too, and it's nice to see the overlap with people from this board and that board as well. Okay, that's all I got.
So I don't really have a lot, just, I mean, I think one thing we did identify on that board was that there is a gap of addiction services in Currituck, so that is something that we do have to revisit, because there's not a lot happening, you know, in this side, more Dare County, Pasquotank, but so more kind of, hopefully, as we continue to awaken some of this, we can get some more availability to that. Also, as far as like our office, Hahn and Associates, Michelle is, you know, working more closely with the recovery court process and different things there too. So that's exciting. So we're making strides in Dare County within our office, and then also here in Currituck. So we're absolutely very excited to be able to provide some like treatment services and being able to help people, you know, lead the life that they want to live. So we're super excited. I will say that there has been an uptick as far as like the adult and senior citizens that I'm seeing with opioid abuse, just from their own medications or taking it wrong or reusing medications or other things. And so as we know within pain, people will take it, makes them feel a certain way. And so it's been hard season, so that has been an increase where people are using it to cope with like mental pain. So that has been something on the rise too. So just something to kind of be mindful of any seniors who are taking those things and kind of doing check-ins with them.
What's going on, and thank you guys for all being here, and thank you guys for everything that you do. It's a collaborative effort. It is nothing that any one of us can do alone, and I remember when we first started these meetings, and there might have been 8 of us here. To sit here and look today at everyone that's here, it's so encouraging, and again, thank you, Angie, for all your hard work. It's been amazing.
Thank you guys for your support.
All right, if we can get if there's anything open that somebody would like to speak to, great. If not, we can get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And
No one else that wants to say something?
We're having a reentry simulation. The
January 20th in Elizabeth City.
Angie, I can send you the flyer. I don't know if you can get it
Okay.
out. And I know we go over the top on the reentry. Things aren't really as bad as we make them out to be during that simulation.
I committed a lot of crimes.
The benefit of the reentry is just, we all have policies and procedures and rules, and we can't change those. But it's the best you can do. If you're able to change how you respond to a person, that can make a world difference. We had a clinician one time who ran a methadone clinic, and she was like, I got turned away so many times for my ID. And then I thought, how many times I turn people away because of an ID? I can't change that, but I can change how I respond. You know, now I can tell them this is what you do to get it. And that's the best you hope for. You can't eliminate all the red tape we all work in. But if we can help how we treat people and what we give them, the help we give them, it can make a world of difference. So they are fun events.
And peer support.
And peer support.
I was so jealous because Bobby was the peer support specialist, leading her person around, get in front of the line. Because the person's peer support specialist helped them make an appointment. They had together everything they needed and just guided them along the way. And you never saw them back in jail.
Peer support is powerful.
Do we have a date for our next meeting?
Oh, that's right.
So
Are we quarterly now? Okay.
So it'll be March, right? And we'll go back to you want to do afternoon, morning, what do we want to do?
February, December. Oh, we start quarterly as of January, so no more meetings for this year. We're done. It's March. Yes.
We had a team of them.
what do you guys want to do with time?
Like,
Afternoon or morning?
take 2.
I would prefer morning if possible, only because childcare wise.
Why don't we do what the one we normally do, which is the second Thursday of the month?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then the time was what, about, that'd be the 12th, right?
Thursday at like 9:10.
March 12th. And the time was, what, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock? 9? 9.
Some early stuff.
I see a lot of familiar faces. We were talking to everybody for, what, a year, over a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, are we on our second year now?
The advisory board we're wrapping up our first year.
For the advisory board, but
The task force was the year before that. So we've
And
been at it
I wanna say one thing, are you going to be reelected? Are you running again? I
I
thought,
will be done in 2028,
good, I thought I understood that you
and I will
were.
not be running again, so.
But after
Judge Tillett, you
2028.
got a mission, right? We're on a timeline here.
Judge Tillett and I are gonna go out in a blaze of glory in
blaze of glory.
2028.
Trevette.
Did I say Tillett? Trevette, sorry. Sorry. Trevette.
All right, so officially, motion to adjourn and
March
All right.
12th at 9 a.m.
And